In a world full of boring marketing misfits, get ready for the ride of your life with Dean Holland in The Drive.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of The Drive. Dean Holland here. Thanks for joining me on this journey. And today is an awesome day. I just, when I woke up this morning, when the alarm went off, at around about 7 a.m. this morning, or 7:15, I got up out of bed, did my usual routine, had a shower, got ready, and was playing around with Pablo, my dog. And then I realised what the date was. And it's right here, right now. It is Friday, June 30th, 2017. And this is a date that's really quite symbolic or quite important in my history, in my past. You see, I started initially, or I first discovered people were making money on the internet in 2004, okay? Now, I went quite what I've now learned, obviously, many years on, I went quite a common path and basically thought that it was just easy, simple, and I just had to, do a couple of things and I would get rich online, right? Quite naive in hindsight, but kind of that's what I'd led myself to believe, having looked at loads of products and sales pages and all kinds of stuff. Now, there was a period in time, it still exists, but it was even more rife many years back. There were a lot of really trashy, scammy products, to be honest. And I just kept buying products, buying things, trying things, and believing the hype. And basically, by my mid-20s, by 2008, so 4 years in, I hadn't made a single cent online. We've got caught by the train line this morning, so we can stop here for a minute. And but what I had done more kind of painfully was I'd got myself into over $60,000 of debt. I had, multiple credit cards, multiple bank loans, and no one around me knew because I was so ridiculously ashamed, so scared of the whole situation, to be frank, that I hid it from everybody and just carried on as if I had, quite a decent paying job, salary of around about $2,500, $3,000 a month, something like that. But it wouldn't even cover the minimum payments and the fees and the fines I was getting on my credit. But then I got a mentor towards the end of 2008, and that was the pivotal turning point. That was the first time I actually learned what I needed to do. And well, literally 5 weeks later, I began making affiliate commissions. So by the end of 2008, I was starting to see some results online. And from that point onwards, with great thanks to having a mentor, I was, who was Alex Jeffries, by the way, just to give props there to Alex, thank you. I started just getting more and more results. I was learning how to get traffic, how to nurture the relationship with my audience, how to build an email list, and eventually how to recommend, high quality products as an affiliate to my audience. And that's how I started earning commissions. And it was just a case really of doing more of what was working for me. And in May of 2009, I attended a workshop in Viva Las Vegas that my mentor was putting on for his coaching students. And there was a whole bunch of us that went. Now, basically, when I was in Vegas, towards the end of May of 2009, I basically, on camera, went on to say, when we was in a limousine, you know what, I'm going to go home and I'm going to quit my job. And I don't really know why it was said or where it came from, but I'm the kind of person that when I say something, I'm going to do it. And so basically, I went home, still, even though I was getting some results online, nothing was consistent. It was just up and down and a bit here, a bit there. Some weeks nothing, some weeks some. By no means was I making, as much as my job was paying, and I still had all those debts. But basically what I did was I came home from Vegas. It was somewhere around, give or take a day or two, the 1st of June 2009. And basically, the following day, having got back from Vegas, I returned back to my job. And I remember, this was at a construction company, and I used to have to commute about an hour to get there every morning, and I used to start at around about 7:30 a.m. Now, my boss began at around about 9 a.m. So I was there for about an hour and 30 minutes before, 90 minutes before. And I remember I got into my sort of storeroom that I used to manage at the construction company, sat down at my desk, I got a pen and a piece of paper and an envelope, and I remember sitting there at the start of June 2009, writing my letter of resignation from my full-time job. And I remember at that time I was incredibly excited, but even more nervous. I was walking out on a secure income, a stable job with a decent pay, in pursuit of basically something that was uncertain, something that I fully believed in, something that I'd seen some results in, but it by no means wasn't yet at a position where anybody in my life would believed it was something tangible, And but I believed in me. I believed in what I was doing. I believed in where I was heading. So I wrote out this letter, basically giving my notice that by the end of June of that year, about 30 days later, that I would be finishing working at that company, and I was basically going in pursuit of being an internet entrepreneur. Something that I tried for, or been working on for 5 years by that stage. And my boss came in, I remember it was about 9:05 in the morning, he was in his office, I was there, I walked in, and I said, basically, he said, how was Vegas, how was your holiday, your vacation? I said, great, I need to give you this. And that was it. He knew what it was straight away, and he kind of just was like, okay, no worries, speak to you later. I think he was kind of a bit pissed at me, to be honest. And so I remember working that last month, and the reason today is so special is that on this very day in 2009, so what's that, 8 years ago? On this very day, 8 years ago, whereas right now I'm doing the driving to my company's headquarters, head office here in the UK with my team and my team all around the world. Whereas I'm doing that today, 8 years ago, I was working my last day in full-time employment working for someone else. And at around about 5 p.m. on this day, I made my final commute home. I remember on that final commute home, I actually contacted the mentor of the coaching program, Alex, who'd basically been the one to help me turn things around. I remember actually calling him and just saying, thank you. This is the new chapter of my life. And he just basically congratulated me and said how proud he was, and that, he was certain it was going to pay off for me. And well, the last 8 years have been incredible, painful, emotional. Like, there has been some incredible highs, and there's also been some really, really painful lows. Anybody that tells you that running a business is simple and is all, roses and plain sailing is either had a very lucky run, or they're lying to you, because I've had times where I've been on top of the world, making more money than I could have ever dreamed of. But I've also been at stages in my life early on in this entrepreneurial journey where I was too stupid with it. There was a point in my life where I became You know, really looking back, a person I didn't like. You know, I was, partying a lot, drinking to excess, because I lost all respect for money, because it was just coming every day. Literally, I'm talking like at a time where I was nearly bankrupt, going from that to making literally 2, 3, sometimes more, thousands of dollars a day, and not having any kind of responsibility in life other than to how fast can I blow this money. And so I've had ups, but then because of that type of behavior, I've lost everything and had downs. And then there's been times where I've made bad choices in business and I've practically lost everything and had to start again. And there's been times where I've changed complete direction because I wasn't happy or fulfilled and had to start again. But above all, I wouldn't change my life now for anything at all. Like, literally, I believe this is the best life ever. I work for myself. I have, an incredible standard of life. I have an incredible team. I have incredible friends. I have incredible family. My mum has been my #1 supporter through my whole life. She talking about when I came back from Vegas to quit my job, she was one of the people I was scared to tell, because I was at a real low point in my life financially, and I was actually living with my mum. And so I was obviously telling my mum, I know I'm living with you and I know I'm broke, but I'm gonna quit my job tomorrow. And she said, go for it. And I'll never forget that. I never forget that she actually supported me and didn't shout at me like I actually thought she would. And so things are just incredible now. Are things always easy? Heck no. There are still some incredibly tough times. I mean, right now, if you've been following the drive, you'll know we've just recently moved into this 2,500 square foot office. I've invested, 6 figures into what we're doing. We've got new staff joining us all the time now. I've got a new assistant. I'm literally reinvesting everything in to take what I started, or what I ventured away from my full-time job to do 8 years ago today. I'm reinvesting now everything to take this forwards into something even bigger and better, where we can impact the lives of even more people and help more people, and in doing so scale this business and achieve my goals of, and move us closer to our mission of helping 100,000 people start and grow their business using the internet. And so I wanted to share this story with you today on the drive, because it's obviously a huge day for me. I know it, doesn't really mean a lot to anyone else, other than the fact that making that decision has allowed me to help, hundreds and hundreds of people start a business so far, and we have this mission to help thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. So that's the anniversary of today. 8 years ago, I left my full-time job, and if you're following along looking to build your business, we here at Internet Profits are here every single step of the way to help you. So I'm going to jump in, because one of the ways we're going to help you is through our brand new product that's going to be released, all being well, in the next 14 days. It's called The Perfect Offer, and you can get a copy for free. We'll tell you how very, very soon. Until then, take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye for now.